Bonjour à toutes et à tous les gars, j'espère que vous allez tous bien. On se retrouve aujourd'hui avec une nouvelle vidéo réaction, d'accord? Donc hier, là, il y a quelques heures, même pas hier, il y a quelques heures, Tom ASPINALL a fait une interview. Et vous allez voir que dans cette interview, je ne l'ai pas vue, mais j'ai vu quelques extraits. Il parle de Ciryl Gane. En fait, il veut le raffronter, il veut le terminer, hein, d'accord? Il parle de ses yeux, et pour le reste, je ne sais pas, on va découvrir ensemble. Donc let's go les gars. Mais avant de commencer la vidéo, ça fait plus d'un mois et demi que j'ai pas fait de vidéo sur cette chaîne, les frères. Donc je compte sur vous. C'est gratuit, les gars. Faites pas les pinces. Pour ceux qui m'apprécient, ceux qui m'apprécient pas, je vous demande rien, les gars. Voilà. Mais pour ceux qui m'aiment bien, etc., et qui veulent me soutenir, mettez un petit boost pour la vidéo, un petit like et un petit commentaire. Vous mettez Tom ASPINALL, vs Ciryl Gane, voilà, par exemple. Je vous remercie d'avance. Donc let's go, les gars.
Start with the ramifications what happened after Abu Dhabi, and that, as you announced on social media this week, mate, you're having to go into surgery in the next week or so. First and foremost, talk to me about the consequences of it in real terms, the layman terms of after the eye poke, you come on, what are you dealing with?
Well, I'm at the point, mate, where I'm like, I don't just want to keep banging on about it, but I'm also aware that we do have to talk about it. So I'll address it. Just not being able to see properly, mainly. So that's going to be sorted. Well, the first eye is going to be sorted next week. We're going to have surgery on that next week. The second one's going to be done midway through January. So
When you say you can't see properly, describe it so people can understand it.
Well,
Is it like double vision?
double
Is
vision,
it
double vision. Yeah, double vision.
so just constant?
I'm not blind.
I know that. I know you can see
No,
me.
I'm not going to full Stevie Wonder, mate. I think my eyes fully poked out, but yeah, just double vision, mainly.
And what does, hopefully, the surgery do? Does that correct that?
Well, I'm not an eye doctor, so I wouldn't want to break it down and then someone say, oh, this is wrong, that's wrong. But yeah, originally the plan is to get the double vision gone and get my vision back properly. That's the plan. So that's what they're doing.
You're
Two
having,
surgeries on two separate eyes, yeah.
from your own point of view, is one worse than the other?
Yes. Yeah.
So you're having the worst one done first?
The worst one's done first, yeah.
Right. What have they said regarding the prognosis of that? Are they giving you a high percentage rate of...
The thing with eyes, it's just like, everyone's different with everything, aren't they? But I think it's more just kind of see how we get on.
Donc là, il explique que ses deux yeux sont touchés. Il voit mal avec ses deux yeux. Hier, les gars, je suis revenu très rapidement sur le cas Spinal. Et il y en a, ils me disent, ouais, tu changes tout le temps d'avis et tout. T'as changé de discours vis-à-vis de Tom ASPINALL, etc. Les gars, arrêtez d'être débiles dans vos têtes. Arrêtez d'être débiles. Je suis un bonhomme, alhamdulillah, d'accord? Et je ne suis pas un fanatique de personne. J'ai soutenu Tom ASPINALL. Et je vous ai parlé de Tom ASPINALL avant tous vos youtubeurs préférés, d'accord? Je vous parlais de Tom ASPINALL il y a peut-être 1 an et demi en arrière, avant qu'il combatte pour le titre, avant qu'il soit champion d'un... Je vous parle depuis très longtemps depuis Tom ASPINALL, je le soutiens depuis très longtemps. Et même pour Ciryl Gane, j'étais pour Tom ASPINALL, d'accord? Maintenant, je suis pas un fanatique. C'est-à-dire, quand il a eu le truc à l'œil, au début, je l'ai défendu, d'accord? Et aujourd'hui, j'ai des doutes. Et je vous en fais pas. Et si ça vous plaît pas, c'est pareil en fait. Et c'est pas retourner sa veste ou changer d'avis. Ou je sais pas quoi. Ou... C'est parce qu'il y a des faits. À un moment, je vais pas faire le fanatique à le défendre alors que j'ai des doutes maintenant. Réfléchissez dans vos têtes. Il y en a, des fois, je me dis, en fait, vous aimez parler pour parler, critiquer pour critiquer en fait. Il y en a, des fois, je vous le dis, c'est... Et le truc, c'est que effectivement, Tom ASPINALL a documenté via ses vidéos, dès qu'il a reçu le doigt dans l'œil, l'hôpital, machin, nanana. Et là, il s'est fait opérer et il n'a pas documenté ça. Aucune image, aucune vidéo. Faut juste le croire, en fait, comme ça. Et opérer de quoi Donc oui, j'émets des doutes. Après, je dis pas qu'il ment, mais j'ai des doutes. Je trouve que l'histoire, elle est bizarre quand même. Voilà, c'est tout.
So I don't know. At this time, I don't really know. I've actually got my, what day does it say? Thursday today.
Right.
Pre-op is tomorrow. So I'll know more then.
Okay. Regarding the injury and what has happened, Has there ever been, in this period of time, a concern for you that, obviously from a health point of view, of getting your vision back to full health, but has there been thoughts of whether you'd be able to fight again?
I'm just thinking about my health at the minute, to be honest. I'm not even thinking about any of that stuff, because you got to like take one step at a time, don't you?
Yeah.
You can't be doing that. Obviously, the plan is to go back and beat the living daylights out of Ciryl Gane. That's the plan. But right now, the short-term plan is to get back to where I should.
Et oui, moi j'accable pas Tom ASPINALL, hein. Je lui ai donné raison. Sur toutes mes vidéos, je lui ai donné raison concernant le fait qu'il a bien fait de stopper le fight. Il a bien fait. Et je continue à le dire. Il a bien fait de stopper le fight. Il y a des millions qui sont en jeu, il y a une ceinture qui est en jeu, etc. C'est normal qu'il ait stoppé le fight. Et je ne le blâme pas par rapport à ça. Et le fautif dans l'histoire, c'est Ciryl Gane, c'est pas Tom ASPINALL. Mais la question n'est pas là. Je parle du fait de l'histoire de ses yeux. Je parle pas de ce qui s'est passé pendant le combat. Pendant le combat, c'est réglé, les gars. Tom ASPINALL a raison. D'accord? Surtout, il a raison d'avoir stoppé le combat, etc., etc. Il a raison. Maintenant, est-ce que tout ça, c'est pas surjoué? Voilà, je me pose la question sur ça. C'est tout.
Get back in the gym.
Well, why have you felt it necessary to justify the injury? Anybody with your brain can see that
You think so, but apparently that's not the case. You know what? It's been a good learning experience for me, because you just realise, like, haters are going to hate.
Yeah.
And that's it. I felt I felt like I needed to put something out there, because there are people who are idiots, obviously, online and stuff, but I also have a lot of fans as well, and I think I owe it to them to keep them in the loop with stuff. But I don't feel like I need to explain it to anybody. I know what happened. I was there. I know what I felt. I know what I feel now. But I felt more like you know me personally. You know where I'm from. You know the area I'm from. You know the people that I've grew up with and stuff like that. For me to have like international fans and this outpour of love, it's a big thing for me. And I feel like I need to keep those people, you know, informed, updated about where I am with everything and stuff like that. The haters and the trolls online, whatever. I'm not explaining it to them. I'm keeping the people who care about me updated to where I'm at and what's going forward with that.
When you just said that it's been a learning experience, what have you learned?
I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot.
Because I can imagine it's frustrating, right? Because like you say, the people around you and the people that you keep company with and probably the people that you're speaking to on the street, everybody is of...
Oh, they're super nice, right?
But everybody's of the same thought process. They see it, they wince at what actually happened. They can understand that there's something going on.
Hey, social media is not real life.
And that's fair.
That's not real life. That's... I get so much love in real life that why am I spending time scrolling social media with loads of people that are saying negative stuff? It's completely pointless. So I've learned that focus on the real life, not the life that's going on behind the screen.
Where are you at with the UFC? Have you? Because I know you've been speaking to Hunter. Is that right?
Yeah. Just keeping them updated. They know what's going on, and they've been updated every step of the way.
About what's going to happen then in 2026, isn't it? Because the first point is operations, and fingers crossed those operations then go as expected from your point of view and obviously from the doctor's point of view, and then you can obviously start talking about competition.
Yep.
I know you, so how frustrating has the period been of not being able to go in the gym, get a sweat on and punch something or do something?
Competition's one thing. Obviously I love competing. Competing is what I do. It's what I'm involved in sports for, because I like the actual competition aspect. But the daily routine of training.
Par contre, il y a eu un débat concernant le fait qu'il fallait enlever la ceinture à Tom ASPINALL, les gars, pas du tout. Là, c'est pas Toporia, Tom ASPINALL. Il a pas un problème de... il a un problème à voir avec un combat qu'il a eu. Donc, on peut avoir des doutes concernant ses yeux, etc. Mais peut-être que c'est vrai, d'accord, parce qu'il a vraiment eu l'admi-droit de Ciryl Gane rentrer dans l'œil, d'accord. Donc peut-être qu'il est vraiment blessé, etc. Peut-être qu'il voit vraiment double, comme il dit, sur chaque œil. S'il voit double, ça veut dire qu'il voit par 4, c'est ça. Ça, chaque œil, il voit double, ça veut dire qu'il voit par 4. Moi, c'est une dinguerie. Ça se trouve, c'est vrai. Donc par rapport à ça, Voilà, il faut qu'il ait une ceinture intérimaire, il faut qu'il garde sa ceinture. Voilà. Pour tous ceux qui disent, ouais, faut lui enlever, machin. Non, non, ça marche pas comme ça, les gars, arrêtez d'inventer. Il a une blessure par rapport au combat, par rapport à... Voilà, sa ceinture, il la garde.
Training is what I really love. I'm like a martial artist. I don't. It's not that I don't love being a fighter, because I do, but what I really love is like the day-to-day progress of getting in the gym, camaraderie of being in the gym, being around people, and all working towards one thing. Without that, it's quite difficult. So I've just that's tough. Is not being able to be involved in martial arts, even just in the gym. But I've been doing a few weights, mate. I don't know if you can. Bit
You've got-
jacked under this lovely champion shell suit. I don't know if you can
You've been
realise.
bulking.
But yeah, I've been doing a bit of weights.
You're gonna have to cut weight to 265.
No. I've been staying fit, but I've just not been doing no MMA training yet.
I'll compare then, because your journey in the UFC is not straightforward, man. From the knee injury to obviously time out waiting for whether it wouldn't be a fight with John, and then obviously now we've got this particular situation. You've had some serious mental challenges
Yeah.
along the way, haven't you?
Yeah,
Where's this one sitting?
it's right up there, the number one spot.
I can imagine
Yeah.
that this is the number one because of the unknown.
Do you know what though, mate? I've learned so much about myself and other people in the last, I think it's been 10 weeks now. I've learned so much about it, and I think I'm in a good spot now mentally, which I wasn't. I definitely wasn't. But I've really learned a lot about everything, about life, health, relationships, my relationship with fighting, my relationship with just my relationship with everything. And I feel good that I've learned so much. And sometimes you have to go through a bit of adversity to learn stuff, not only about career but about life.
Yeah.
And I feel pretty good about it.
How has it changed stuff?
What exactly? What do you mean?
You just said your relationship with fighting,
Yeah.
right? Because that's what people will be tuning in for, your relationship with fighting first and foremost. I'm more interested in, obviously, you as a human being, but from your relationship with fighting, then how's it affected that?
Well, I've had big injuries before in fights.
Yeah.
I had a knee reconstruction because of an injury in a fight. That wasn't as scary as not being able to see. When you you always know, like when I get in there, I might be the UFC heavyweight champion of the world. I might have won all these different records and done all this different stuff in MMA, but I'm completely aware of the risks involved with it. I was aware with that years ago when I signed up to be a UFC fighter. There's two guys in there, only one guy can win. So that means that one guy is probably going to get hurt. So it's basically a 50-50 chance. I'm completely aware of that. And each and every time I step in there, when I'm in the change rooms, when I'm doing the walk to the octagon, when I'm doing my preparation in the gym, I'm completely aware that I could get really hurt doing this. And I think if you're a MMA fighter on any level and you're not aware of that, your head's in the clouds a little bit. You have to be aware that I could get seriously hurt doing this. And I have been seriously hurt with it, doing it before, like my knee. I've been dropped a couple of times in other fights. I've had, there's so many injuries and stuff that happen that nobody knows about. That's happened in the gym, that's happened in fights before and stuff like that. But
You're referring to stuff though from legal shots.
yeah, I am. Yeah, I definitely am.
So is the mindset different being hurt off an illegal shot?
Maybe subconsciously a little bit, yeah. But I just think being without your vision, that's pretty scary. That is pretty, yeah.
Again, going back to what I've just...
Ouais, je pense que les gars, perdre un œil, c'est pire qu'avoir un tibia cassé, par exemple, ou une jambe de cassé, ou un bras de cassé, ou voir flou, quoi. Voilà, c'est pas comparable au niveau des blessures. Voilà.
said there about the knee, right? That's a breakdown in your own particular body. You've thrown a legal shot. You've got injured. It happens that way. And I'm sure you've picked up many injuries that nobody knows about over the years through competition, through training and all these types of things, right? But being in a situation where you pick up an injury off a shot that isn't supposed to happen within competition, like I said, that must have a different emotion connected to it.
Yeah, I'm pretty angry, mate. Yeah. I'm pretty angry about it.
Where's the anger? Where is it towards? To the opponent, as in Ciryl? Is it to the sport? Where's the anger towards?
Mainly Ciryl. Yeah. Yeah. I think that I think mainly Ciryl, yeah.
Do you think he did it on purpose?
I think that I've never accidentally done something in a fight. I don't see how you can, really. So I will leave it at that.
What do you think? Because something
Il a l'air d'avoir la rage contre Ciryl, hein, les gars. Après, on peut le comprendre. Hein.
needs to change, right? Because this has been a hot topic. From what happened to you being the heavyweight champion, obviously, the week.
Mais regardez, il reste gentleman. Il va pas cracher sa haine, critiquer Ciryl, etc. On voit qu'il a machin, il a dit, je préfère en rester là.
After we had something in Ante's fight, we had one last week as well. Last week, actually, we saw something quite positive where Herb Dean immediately takes a point from.
Oh, did we? I missed that. What
in
happened with that?
in the Kennedy, I'm poor with the pronunciation of his surname, but in Kennedy, in Chekwidu's fight, there was an eye poke in there. There was the right protocol took place, and then once the fighter then decided, yes, I can continue after the 5 minutes out, Herb stopped the scenario and he said, right, point deduction.
Straight away.
Straight away.
Right.
All right. Now, it would have been interesting if he couldn't continue as to whether that would have then gone on to become a disqualification or how they would have dealt with it in that moment. But something needs to happen, doesn't it? Something needs to happen going forward where attitudes change towards fouls. And I'm not just talking eye pokes, I'm talking fouls in general that are not part of the rule set of the sport.
Yeah, I'm still under the notion, like, if someone's fouling, to do it once, you can be deemed it as an accident. If they do it twice, plus, the other person's allowed a foul as well. I love that idea.
What a freebie.
Yeah, freebie. Right, we're fighting. You kick me in the nuts once. The ref gives you 5 minutes, whatever, to recover, however long they give you. We restart, you do it again. The ref says, right, Adam, you stand there, open your legs, he gets a free one.
Vous avez entendu ce qu'il a dit. Une faute, vas-y, ça passe. Deuxième faute, la faute que t'as fait, bah tu dois la manger. En gros, tu mets un doigt dans l'œil, bah tu dois pas bouger, je te remets un doigt dans l'œil. Tu te manges un coup dans l'air oui, tu écartes tes jambes comme il dit, je vais te mettre un coup dans l'air oui. Non, ça c'est impossible.
Mate, I don't see why that's... I'm being deadly serious. Why not? If you do it once, it's an accident. If you continue to do it, it's not an accident. So that should go across the board from all fouls.
Listen, you've been on the receiving end. Something then plays out. There has to be an action then that sticks to that. Giving somebody a freebie on a free one.
I get the freebie. Just put the freebie act in there, and it'll sort out all the fouls, mate.
It's super entertaining, that.
I think that's great. Why not?
But what I'm saying is, then disqualifications, points off, things like that. Actual rules and enforced rules absolutely need to be taken seriously in that moment.
I prefer the.
I know you would. I can see it in your face.
I don't know. I don't know what the right thing is. I'm not a referee. I'm not part of the commission, so that's their job, innit? For me, I'm just a fighter, so that's their job. If you ask for my opinion, that's my opinion. But I'm not making any rules.
What have you made of other fighters' attitudes towards fouls and what happened to you?
Everybody's got opinion, mate. We're in 2025, nearly 2026. It's the easiest place ever to get your opinion. The easiest time ever to get your opinion out there. Mixed opinions. A lot of them on my side, some of them against. That's fine.
Has Ciryl reached out to you or not? Or any member of his team or anything?
Not that I know of. Not that I know of.
How does that make you feel?
Ça, c'est quelque chose qui se fait pas. Par contre, j'étais revenu sur ça, les gars. Et je suis pas d'accord. Enfin, je suis pas d'accord. Chacun fait comme il veut. Mais ça aurait été gentleman si Ciryl Gane ou le coin de Ciryl Gane appelle Tom ASPINALL pour prendre des nouvelles. Ça aurait été gentleman, les gars. Ça n'a pas été fait, là, c'est ce qu'il est en train d'expliquer. Voilà, je trouve pas ça... Après, je vais pas rentrer dans l'exagération. D'accord. À dire que c'est pas correct, etc. Non, c'est pas question de correct ou pas d'incorrect. Mais je dirais plutôt, ça aurait été gentleman, ça aurait été sportif d'appeler pour prendre des nouvelles. Voilà. Je sais pas ce que vous en pensez, les gars.
I'm not bothered.
I asked that question because if you've caused harm in some way to someone in some way, shape or form, you would think that there would be, especially with it being a sport, that there would be a reach out and say, listen, man, this is the way it was. Didn't mean it. Get well soon. I'll see you next year sometime. But that's not happened.
No, not as far as I'm aware.
I could tell just from the energy that you're feeling right now that you're feeling. I want to phrase this the right way. Maybe ill will's the wrong word.
It's because of the jacked up shoulders, mate, and it's lovely.
No, but there is an anger there, isn't there? I can see. I know you're smiling, and I know that there's, you know, you're your normal self, but there's definitely an anger there towards everything that's happened.
Yeah, I want to.
Ouais, j'ai l'impression qu'il est zaef aussi, Tom ASPINALL, hein, les gars. Que ça a du mal à passer. Hein.
I'm ready to get back, but my health's got to be right first. I ain't going to do nothing compromised.
Il a raison.
I'm not going to let my ego take over. Everything's got to be right.
Il a raison, les gars. S'il a vraiment un truc à l'œil, il faut pas qu'il recombatte. Là, il s'en fout de nous, du public, il s'en fout de tout le monde, les gars. Sa santé, sa santé avant nous, quoi. Avant notre plaisir, entre guillemets. Je lui donne raison par rapport à ça. Là, je pars du postulat qu'il est vraiment blessé à l'œil, qu'il a vraiment quelque chose. C'est même pas négociable, en fait. Faut qu'il se soigne avant qu'il retourne dans la cage. Point. Voilà, c'est pas négociable.
So when the time is right, however that looks, whenever that is, that's the plan.
We spoke about how that incident changed your relationship with fighting. How's it changed your perspective on life? How's it changed your perspective on relationships? All sorts of things.
Well, people turn on you really quick, you know. And you always hear it, don't you? Like, people like start, you know, maybe getting jealous and want to drag you down when you get to the top. I never really experienced that, to be honest. But people will turn the back on you quick and give their opinions publicly, even if they're your friend. And you think that maybe the fact is that they're not your friend, and they'll come out and say certain stuff and stuff like that when you have a relationship with them. And I just think it's yeah, I've learned, mate. I've learned a lot. And I've learned that the people who care about me, and there's a lot of other people that I thought that don't, and that's great learning experience, mate. I'm nearly 33 years old, and I'm learning some good stuff for the future of my life, which is great.
Like what? I find that hard to believe. Because as I said at the start of this conversation, people with a brain know the injury. They know who you are.
Definitely.
So I don't understand how anybody would have a contrary opinion to you.
Well, I don't want to make anyone's year and start name dropping people. And
that's fair. No, I'm not asking that. I'm just thinking of the scenarios where somebody could have an alternate view that knew you, that know who you are, that know what you're all about.
No, do you know what? There's a lot of people who've been there for me who I wasn't sure were before, and they were. Which...
Mais là, il est en train d'expliquer, si j'ai bien compris, les gars, que même dans son entourage, des gens proches qui le connaissent, eh ben ils lui ont retourné le dos. Et pourquoi, en fait? Par rapport à la blessure. C'est quand même bizarre, c'est quand même spécial. Comment tu peux le connaître et tourner le dos s'il a vraiment quelque chose? Ça, c'est un argument qui va... Ouais, je sais pas. Ouais, c'est bizarre.
She's great. That's amazing. And it just brings people to light, doesn't it? You know, when you're going through some adversity, like, people show you who they are, which is great. Like, it's a phenomenal learning experience. And I feel good about it all now. So I'm not in any way, shape or form complaining, crying about it or anything. Like, I'm happy with what I've learned.
Yeah, je vous mets le lien de la chaîne en description. C'est un petit interview de Tom ASPINALL. Vous voulez pas de lâcher un petit like, un petit boost, un petit com. Tom ASPINALL, Ciryl Gane, je vous laisse, je vous dis à la prochaine vidéo. Ciao, ciao.